Hey everyone, let's stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we go live, tap the bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here this morning, say what up. We have the S&Ps up 29, Dow's up 190, NASDAQ up 156. However, I feel like it's just not nearly enough. like just not nearly enough. I know that we're up this morning pre-market, but it still doesn't feel like the markets are green. 3 days worth of pain, and we're all like, what happened? And the thing is, like, for me, I've been kind of watching and waiting, and not nothing too exciting. I have been adding some long positions in here, but for me, you don't want to go full on bear, because after a couple red days, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm bearish now, and then you lost money being a bear. Being a bull. Then you lost money being a bear. You don't want to flip like that. So best thing is to just be patient right now. Yo, Jeff, Samir, EG, Daniel Boyd, Faiz, Manny, Luke. What is going on this morning? If you guys could do me the favor, hit the like button. It appears that fall is officially here. We got the sweatshirt. It's under 60 degrees. It's rainy. Market's been red all week. It's not going well. Yo, Mateus, how you doing? But we're gonna kick things off. See what we got going on today. We did have some earnings last night. So we had Lululemon and Slack report earnings. I don't know if we have. Where is Lululemon in here? Yeah. Lululemon reported a quarterly profit of 74 cents, beating the consensus of 66 cents. EPS revenue topped estimates as well. Digital sales rose 155% compared to a year earlier. And then the company predicted a profit decline of up to 20% this quarter due to increased marketing expenses. They're spending too much money trying to sell the yoga pants. I thought the yoga pants sold themselves, but apparently not. So Lululemon dropped because, obviously profits 20% down is not going to be good. So, it's probably going to be flat. This probably would have been a great one to sell premium in. I didn't sell premium in this one. I sold premium in Slack, which now obviously I regret. But Lululemon definitely would have been a great one to sell some premium there. IV was at 140%, pretty high. I just thought that they were going to, based on the chart here, I was anticipating either a huge down move or a huge up move. I just wasn't sure. It's kind of stuck in the middle here. It's like, okay, well, this could go to 300 or it could go back up to 400. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go, so I didn't trade it. I did trade work, though. Slack, which is down pretty bad. So I sold premium in there. So most I could lose is $200. So it's not going to be a big deal, but you don't want to, obviously you don't want to trade to lose, right? So work, they reported a break-even quarter. Company saw revenue beat forecast. It added 8,000 new customers. However, its billing growth rate did not slow during the quarter. Did slow during the quarter? So the billing growth rate did slow during the quarter. What was this? Check out this headline here. It says Slack shares plunge as growth stays steady with no coronavirus spike. So this headline I think is a bit misleading because it's like suggesting it's suggesting that Slack needs coronavirus to be successful, which I'm like, bro, that's kind of dangerous journalism, I would say. And it's also kind of dangerous to suggest that the company can't be successful without coronavirus. So I don't know. I think that the biggest issue is not coronavirus. I think it is. I think honestly, the biggest issue is Microsoft, Office 365, Microsoft Teams. I mean, it's dominating. So that's the biggest issue. I actually thought, like, for work, I didn't think it was going to break support here at 28. Now, I do think that if you're looking at work or Slack, I do think it could come back up to support here, up to 28. It came down to 24. From 24, it bounced up to 28.30 all the time. So, it's in bounce territory. If it's at 24 right now, it could definitely bounce up a couple bucks to like 27, 28, I think. But obviously, not investment advice, for entertainment purposes only, but you need to be careful. Yo, what's going on wide? Army Joe, what's going on? Joshua, Zeno, EG, looking at Peloton, Manchild. Yeah, let's look at Peloton. So Peloton got a bunch of upgrades this morning. I think they were in the news. Let me see if they were on this list here Peloton upgraded. Cohen and Goldman Sachs raised their price targets on the equipment maker stock. High of 110 per share. Firms note strong demand during the pandemic and Tuesday's announcement of new products and price cuts. I do think that, I've been watching Peloton and, had a pretty extreme volatility, but now it's back up to 90. So, I mean, it ripped, really nice from 65 up to 92 and then came all the way back down to 72 in this volatility. But yesterday it had a really good day. Even though the markets were down, Peloton ripped up, and then they had the upgrade today. So maybe it's clear skies ahead, but you want to be careful probably around the 90 area. See if there's sellers in there. Hope to make the plays free today. Let's go, Joe. So yeah, I would be careful up here. I mean, if it could break up here, obviously, we've been saying this, like, people are like, oh man, like especially like on a chart like Peloton, they're like, oh, I'm hoping that we get a dip. I hope that we get a dip. And then you get a massive dip and nobody like buys it because they're scared out of their mind, and then it just goes back up. They're like, oh man, I should have bought the dip. And that's why you just gotta stay disciplined and not over deploy your capital. Even like on this drop, sure, I'm down some money on the drop, but I've just been kind of slowly adding every day, kind of just making some adjustments. Not really, I did get it out of Beyond yesterday with a profit, so that worked out. Yo, Ariana, how you doing? So it's just like the Tesla huge dip. The Tesla, and the thing is, like, when you have like parabolic stocks, Joe, like let's say Peloton, or we'll look at Tesla and we'll look at Microsoft. Microsoft not really parabolic, but if you look at Tesla, I mean, before they announced, like, if you remove, let's just go back to this year before they announced the stock split, right? Okay, so before they announced the stock split, if we get away, like looking at Tesla, right, before they announced the stock split, I mean, they were kind of chugging along, yeah, we made profits, and then, we're kind of grinding up slowly. It's going pretty natural, right? And then it just went parabolic, and then they had, it went from 190 or 200 up to, basically doubled almost up to 300, 360. And it was in this area, and then they reported great earnings. They had a profitable quarter. Everything was great. Cars flying off the shelves. However, this thing didn't go anywhere. It literally was stuck. Premium sellers won, and then we were getting a nice fade, which was probably coming back down. I want to probably say like 220, 240 area. Probably coming back down in here, fill some of these gaps in here. And then out of the blue, well, I mean, Apple already announced their stock split. Then out of the blue, Elon announced the stock split, and it ripped from 277 up to 502, so almost doubled. And people were buying Tesla like Tesla wasn't going to exist, or I don't know, like Tesla was going to be $10,000 the next month or something. I don't really understand what happened here, but people were just buying all they can. You see all your Facebook friends who never toast about stocks like, hey, I bought some Tesla ahead of the stock split. And you're like, that's when I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I was like, that's how you know that you're in deep trouble. When everybody's talking about it, when everybody's on it, I mean, secure the bag and move on to a better dip, because here is this dip. I mean, this is dangerous. Now it's coming back down. If it comes back down to 300, which it did last night, it hit 308 area. So it hit 308 yesterday. So it almost gave back this entire leg up, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, because I think this leg up was probably the most artificial thing that we've seen out of Tesla. I think that if the stock split news didn't happen, it'd probably be around 250, 275 right now. I mean, be honest. I mean, it had a major run and it was looking to consolidate in a range. And then we had the news and it pumped the stock. And the reason why also it went this high is also because people were buying by the handfuls. And then it was a massive short squeeze. So not only that, but I forget where, but there's a quote from a Great Depression era trader that said, once the shoe shine boy gives you stock picks, it's time to get out. Yeah, EG. I mean, I was having I told you guys, I had my furnace clean, and the guy was telling me about how he's loading up on all these stocks, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I don't know, I'm only buying, I'm very bullish on the market right now. I'm like, oh, what are your positions? He's only buying like $20 at a time. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's messed up, man. Like it was crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was the Robin Hood effect, but also it was short squeezes. Like, I mean, people were getting margin called. I mean, it was a mess. I mean, Tesla's trading like a penny stock. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was down 20% yesterday. What large cap stock is down 20% in a single day like that? I mean, I had a lot of options set up weeks. I didn't know market was going to crash. Like the last few days, I closed most of them at a loss. So now I'm down 20K. What do you do with weekly options in a bear session? I mean, obviously not investment advice, but don't trade the weeklies. I think first and foremost, like if you have a belief about the market, make a trade. Especially if you're new to trading, make a trade, but push it out a few weeks. Give yourself some time. I mean, obviously, I wasn't expecting, obviously nobody was really expecting, because option pricing was not adjusted for these gigantic moves, even though volatility was rising way ahead of these gigantic moves to the downside, right? So, if you're down a lot, Red Dust, I mean, the only thing that you can do is wait for the next setup, and I mean, you never know when the market is going to crash. And that's the thing. Like, people try to time the top, and keep losing. And that's not something you want to do. Right now, like, we've been playing the trend. The trend is up. So we're playing the uptrend. So even now that we had a couple down days, I'm still playing the uptrend. Now, if the trend changes, you don't want to be stupid and just keep going along the market when the market is potentially crashing. But is this a crash or just a nice pullback? I mean, we didn't break the 50-day yet. We're still above the 200-day. Relatively, still trend is still intact here. Versus back in when we had the pandemic news come out. We were riding trend again, up and up and up. And then, we broke the 10-day, broke the 50-day, broke the 200-day, came all the way down. That is what you would call bearish momentum. But right now, trends are still moving on the upside, So that's the reason why I'm not aggressively like piling in short. And also, this is just kind of market rotation. There's not necessarily any news that is driving this or of significance, I would say. I mean, we are getting pretty close to the election. So maybe some people are making some portfolio adjustments ahead of the election, saying, hey, guys, we got out of the pandemic clean. We're riding this up. And let's secure some of the bag before the election. I mean, that's probable too, because if you survive, like a lot of people sold in this, right? And if you survive this and you came back to break even, let's say you bought up in here back in January or even December, you're back to break even. Maybe you want to secure a little bit off the top and say, okay, I want to. There's a little bit of uncertainty ahead of the election, of course. We still have the coronavirus, even though that's becoming less of a factor as new cases drop, deaths go down. So that's good, even though we don't have a vaccine. So, The only real catalyst, I mean, there's the U.S. and China relations. We do have the relations with Taiwan, with the semiconductors and the technology that's kind of driving up U.S.-China relations. But I mean, if you haven't noticed, the trend here is every fall for the last 3 years. This is the third year now. 2017 we didn't really have any volatility. 2018 started in the fall, volatility. 2019 started in the fall, volatility, and then again volatility was drying up in 2020, and then in the fall, September, volatility spikes again. So is that an accident? I would say not, but it is what it is. If you're just joining, say what up. You guys hit the like button. Definitely appreciate you all for tuning in. We're getting kicked off here. So man, SPY's kind of ripping up right now. SPY's up to 337. Yo, Victor. Microsoft. Somebody wanted me to look up Microsoft. I am long Microsoft. I wanted to add down here at 200, and I didn't. But, I mean, Microsoft definitely, I would say, is pretty scary. Because, I mean, you broke the 10-day, you broke the 50-day, which is obviously bearish. I mean, tech stocks definitely be getting hit the hardest, right? So I do like it here at support. It has some decent support here at 200. Came down to 202 yesterday. It did hit 200 after hours, and now it's back up to 206. So it's been a while since we saw this type of volatility, but I think that this is going to be pretty great for us as options traders. Even if you lost like the last couple of days, higher volatility is going to mean greater opportunities for us moving forward into the end of the year. Like we can have a huge 2020 here as traders. Like we can have a huge, like we were kind of, before I was swing trading everything because volatility like intraday was rather slow. And I was making some money on the gap ups or the gap downs, and we were just kind of chilling. We're slowly grinding up, so no reason to make any adjustments there. But now that we have higher volatility, day trading is going to have a greater impact, and you're going to be able to make some more money. So people forget that just because you lost money quickly doesn't mean you can't make money quickly in this either. That's the other side of the coin here. Is yes. You'll see, because your deltas are going to be what your deltas are. Let's say if you're 50 delta, right? If you have 50 delta and we move down, it's the same 50 delta if we move up as well. So if you have 50 delta now, if you don't maintain that 50 delta, if your 50 delta goes to 10 delta, you're going to need a huge move to the upside. Excuse me. You're going to need a huge move to the upside. So that's why on these down moves, while we're sticking with trend, I've been adding a little bit here and there to maintain some delta. So when we do have a rip up, we can maintain profitability, but not also risking a whole lot of money that if you're wrong, you're going to be losing 10, 20 grand in an instant. Like you don't want that. But you also have to maintain deltas, because you start losing deltas when that gets away from you. Now, if you hedge with some short deltas, you could play both sides here and it will work out. So, we'll see what happens. Nick, if I'm up 40%, then I get out. I don't try to squeeze every penny. Yeah, for day trades, my profit target, Nick Johnson, is for a day trade, I usually look for 10 to 20%. Obviously, in higher volatility, you can squeeze out more. Over, if I'm holding like a swing trading position, anywhere from 50 to 100% is actually really great for swing trading. 60 liquid and 40 positions. Do you use Tastyworks web and desktop version? Are there any difference? I don't use I don't like the desktop. The web version. Why I use only the desktop version. But yeah, there's a big difference. There's a big difference in the desktop. Like in the desktop version, you could do analysis. You can do a lot of different things. In the web version, you can just open close trades. And I don't like the clunky functionality of the web version. It's way easier to use the desktop version. But yeah, right now things are kind of grinding a little bit higher. Let's see, Home Depot. I did go long Home Depot and JP Morgan yesterday. Home Depot yesterday looked like it was kind of bottoming out here, and it was pushing green yesterday. It didn't close green yesterday. It was down by like 15 cents, but it looks like it wants to make a push up to 280. I did put on a debit call spread for October. So I do think this could push back up to 280, 285 area. So That is kind of what I'm waiting for on Home Depot right now. JP Morgan also, I like JP Morgan going into tomorrow or today, I guess you could say, is above 100 right now. But I mean, it's been maintaining between 97 and 100 and slowly been grinding up. Yes, it's been pushing up to 105, 106 area, which has been resistance. But I do think that this could hit 103, 102 area, maybe even today. Hopefully it can push up to like 102, 103 today. That's what I'd like to see for JP Morgan. Yeah, Mr. Wright, we did cover the Peloton upgrade a little bit earlier. The earnings plays that that are going on tonight. We got Restoration Hardware, we got GameStop, we got BigCommerce, but tomorrow's going to be the big one with Peloton, Chewy, Oracle. So yeah, Peloton is running ahead of earnings. So I don't know for Peloton if earnings are going to be priced in or not. We'll just definitely see what happens, or if they're really going to report good numbers. But it looks like, for Peloton, being at all-time highs here, a blow off the top is probable. It is pretty probable, but I don't think I'm going to be trading any earnings. I'm not really. I think what was it, Citron? Citron went long. Restoration Hardware. I mean, that was that was crazy. Tomorrow, just be aware tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow's Thursday, so we're gonna have the jobless claims. Not that it's gonna really do anything to the markets, but it could screw GameStop. I feel the same way. I mean, how does GameStop still exist in 2020 at the height of the digital age and the global pandemic? I mean, how do they survive? If they survive this, I mean, it's gonna be it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I mean, you could download any game you want right now online. Sure, you can't. Daniel Ring, I'm done with earnings for a while. They're crooked. Yeah, earnings is a rough go. Is it easier to play earnings than just swinging blue chip on a beatdown that looks like it's heading back up? No, earnings. Like, my main strategy with earnings is just to collect premium. That's it. I don't care if the stock goes up or down. And most times it works. With Slack, it's not going to work. With Lululemon, if I played Lululemon, it would have worked. So, it's definitely a numbers game. You just have to really with earnings, you really have to maintain your risk, understand what your risk is to maintain profitability and be really strict. But you can't sell a downloaded game. I mean, not like GameStop is really giving you money for that game anyways, right? I mean, you're better off just selling it on eBay if you have it yourself. I'm saying if I have a game, I think I'd be better off just selling it on eBay than GameStop. Do you have multiple monitors? I do. I got 4. With Slack, it definitely didn't work. Yeah, I mean, I have 4. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are interested if I should do it. I was thinking about doing a YouTube video of what my setup is here so you can kind of see behind the scenes of what I'm actually running all this on, what my technology is. Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you guys would be interested in a video like that. Might be a good weekend drop type video. Bradley's interested. Behind the scenes will be all right. I got you guys. I don't know. I'm an introvert and I don't necessarily open myself up to all that. I'm a pretty private person. Show us the Tony Stark layer. How many monitors do you use? I have 4. I was thinking about adding another one, but in 2006 I traded my NCAA football game at GameStop, a year-old game, got 25 cents. Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll show you the tech. I don't know if you guys are going to be impressed or not, but if you do someday live trading. Well, I mean, GameStop is going in the interest of GameStop, right? And the thing is, if you're in business and people keep agreeing to those prices, then you'll keep offering them. So if people said no, dry up GameStop's inventory, GameStop would have to make some decisions, right? But no, everyone's like, well, I don't want to sell it myself. Go sell it on. Look, I gotta take a picture. Gotta list it on eBay. Then I gotta drop it off at the post office. And then what if the guy doesn't like it and he returns? All right, fine. 25 cents is fine. 25 cents is fine. Get enough viewers in here, we can run a pump and dump. Oh my gosh, Daniel. Look, listen, I don't want to do anything illegal. I'm just. I think that we have enough problems in 2020. We don't need legal problems, okay, guys? All right, so the market's going to open in a few minutes. I mean, market's been warming up here. S&Ps are up 41, Dow's up 245, Nasdaq up 221, even gold's up. Where's VXX? You guys, anyone have any VXX puts? VXX came down nice. I wanted VXX to hit 35. I wanted to buy puts, and it didn't hit 35. It hit 34.08, and here we are, 27, right? Workhorse. Yeah, Frank, talk about Workhorse. Everyone's talking about Workhorse, right? But yeah, we've been talking about it. Nice consolidation down at 15, 16 area, and now we're having a breakout. It's at 22.71. Yesterday it hit 23.85. Just you just want to be careful, I think, with Workhorse not to chase these run-ups because then you get screwed. Especially, yesterday everyone was piling into Workhorse yesterday because we had a major down day. So people were piling into Workhorse because it was obviously green on the day. But then, obviously I don't want to hold overnight. We're going to sell it off. So, you want to make sure when we have higher volatility that you concentrate on your position size, and how much time that you have on these trades. You don't want to buy Workhorse 25 strike for this week when we had one last day this week. You didn't want to buy any options that were expiring this week. Let's just be honest. We had one last day. Monday was a holiday. We had one last day, and the market is pinging back and forth. And if you're short, people, I guarantee you, tons of people were short going into last night. Because they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna slam the door on the bulls. It's gonna be game over. We're gonna gap down. People even in the UVH Facebook group were saying like, oh yeah, SPY is going to 240. Like, bro, chill, man. Like, let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. We've had 3 major down days. What are the odds that we're gonna continue having this downward momentum? Now we could have just, sure, fallen to the center of the earth, but it's not likely. It's not probable. When you're trading options, you have to go with the probabilities, You can't go with what you feel. You can't go with what you think. You have to think about what the probabilities are, whether you're bearish or bullish in this, Both sides can win. Both sides do make money. But focus on what the probability is of it going down another 500 points today. Now, if news comes out, maybe. Probability, I feel like yesterday they were exhausting sellers pretty good because we didn't have that much movement in SPY until the end of the day. But, it scared a lot of people. Amazon. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon got beat down, but Amazon, I thought it was going to come down to 3,000, never came down to 3,000, hit 3,100. Now we're back up to 3,200. Market just opened up. All right, so we got S&Ps up 40, Dow's up 218, and Nasdaq up 237. So definitely interesting. We're, in terms of my portfolio right now, kind of give you a look. I got beat down on my P&L opens right now. We're getting some money back today, kind of seeing how it's going. Apple, I'm back to break even on. Home Depot, I'm up 11% on. Walmart, I'm up a couple bucks on, 2%. So we'll see we'll see what happens here. I'm not convinced that we're not going to go down, but I'm also not convinced that we're going to keep going down. if that makes any sense. But yeah, we got to kind of be. I mean, luckily, you know what I have on my side for these positions here, especially the ones that are kind of deep red. PagerDuty was actually max loss. PagerDuty's probably not coming back because I sold earnings in that. I took profits from the profitable side and I left the non-profitable side in hopes that it could come back up. What do I have on this? Yeah, I got a 40 call. I mean, probably not likely. I sold a debit call spread. I took profit. So really, this position's down 160. I made 130 or 135, something like that. So I'm down 296. So realistically, I'm on this trade. I'm down like 160 max loss. And then same with RKT. You know, I mean that got demolished too. So I don't know. We'll see what we do with this. I got I got a credit put spread on this. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Might just have to close that out, but you know. But we're making some money back at least, and I'm gonna be looking for some good day trade setups today. Let's see what Tesla does. I mean, we're kind of flat at open here right now. Not a whole lot is going on. Nvidia had a nice pump, but then it faded all day yesterday. I mean, this was definitely. I mean, I was kind of upset that I missed this spike yesterday. I was eyeing Nvidia and Square. Both Nvidia and Square pushed up pretty nice yesterday. I mean, if you look at the chart here, I mean, Square went from 136 up to 146, and Nvidia went from 470 up to 500. Missed it. What do you think in general? Tech reversal or just lower low? I don't know if there's going to be like a reversal because I mean all these tech companies in the pandemic are doing well, you know. So I just think it's some profit taking. We're going to have some down moves. I mean, it is what it is. With green markets, you're going to have red days, and people don't understand that. Like people think we got to be green every day. We do not have to be green every day. The trend is still intact. I mean, Nvidia. I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Nvidia has been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was going on 6 months of straight up. I mean, I don't think you can really complain about that, you know. It was literally going 6 months of straight up. And yes, it caught everyone off guard because after 6 months, you don't know the day that it's going to drop. It will eventually, but you don't know. If it's up in the year, bull market is still on. So, I mean, it's not like it's dropped to the center of the earth either. I mean, it's back to where it was on what day? Let's see. It's back to where it was on August 20th. I mean, gave up 2 weeks worth of gains in a couple days. Yeah, I mean, that's not good, but it's not. It doesn't do, like, from the company's perspective, like, if you were the CEO of the company, you'd be like, well, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we still, like, if you look at the year as a whole, I mean, at the start of this year, they were 242 and now they're 500, 100% gainer in a year. And even back there, if you go back 52 weeks, I mean, you're looking at 170 and it's 500 now. So, I mean, you're not going to really, like, people are like, why isn't the CEO coming out and saying anything? Why aren't companies doing anything about this drop? Because they're not afraid to. And if the CEO shows that he's afraid of this little drop, then he's going to freak out investors even more. The best thing to do is nothing, you know? NVIDIA really only ran up because of the card, and now because of the sector swap, you can't really expect it to stay up after the news. People expecting too much in certain companies. Yeah, I mean, it did have that run up into the, you know, the release of their new graphic cards, the announcement of the new graphic cards, and then, you know, same thing with Apple. Apple yesterday, they're going to have on September 15th, they're going to have a iPhone release, iPhone event, Apple event. Who knows what it's going to be, but it's anticipated. It's been kind of leaked that they're going to have a 5G iPhone. They're going to have 5G iPad or watch or 5G everything, so that way your body can explode from all the signals you're going to be getting. But, you know, new product coming out. I mean, yes, this is dangerous, But if Tim Cook came out and said, try to pump the stock, they're like, why is Tim Cook scared of what the stock is doing? We're just back down to where we were again on August 20th. And this is pumped from 116 to 137 in a couple of weeks. And sure, people made a lot of money. And then people lost a lot of money, and then people made money on the drop. So, it's a market. This is what it is. And if you're looking at Apple, I mean, so far it's a buy the dip. It's not getting crushed into oblivion here. Still doing relatively well. And also Walmart on September 15th, they're going to be releasing Walmart Plus, which this looks promising. It's been holding 140 area as well. So it's going relatively, I mean, I think that Walmart actually is holding better than most companies. It didn't come, I thought it had a high probability of coming to, looking at the way the market was getting crushed, Walmart wasn't getting crushed in the same way. It came down to 130. I thought it was going to come down to 130. It didn't. It came down to 138. Yeah, and then now it's bouncing. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if anything is going on with TikTok. Home Depot is up 20% right now. I'm on my Home Depot trade, so that's working out. Home Depot. Take a look here. Just run it up. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the TikTok news. Anybody hear anything that's going on with TikTok? I'll try to look up some news here. I don't think anything's going on with the trade and TikTok right now. So there's nothing going on right now with TikTok. It's kind of chilling. So but yeah, I mean, right now I'm gonna buy the dip on. If anyone, like Josh, you were asking what my thoughts are. I'm kind of a buy the dip on Nvidia, but I don't expect it. It's kind of like playing with fire right now. I do think it could get back above 500. It's been tested, and we'll see if it can break above this area on here for another run up to the 550 area. We'll see. It's been kind of getting stopped out, as you can see last couple of days. Yesterday stopped out at 500. It did hit 510 the day before, and then it got stopped out. We gapped down huge. So, I mean, people want to buy Nvidia. Also, Nvidia is a good long-term hold for people with their AI and what they're doing in the data center. So, but looks like markets are coming down a little bit after the open. SPY is just kind of flapping back and forth here at like 337. Same as yesterday. Same range as yesterday. Yesterday we were just kind of flop around between 337 and 338, and then we ultimately broke down to the lower side of SPY. Qs, what do we got? Qs back in yesterday's range as well. But we dropping. And Zoom is up a lot. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Zoom and Docu. Zoom gapped up, Docu, but we're all, they're all kind of strolling around. Docu's up $7. Looks like it could make a run to 220 area possibly on DocuSign. But the market's kind of getting a little choppy right now. Apple's coming down. It's at 115, just kind of chop. Yo, Christian, how you doing? So what is it going to be? What is it going to be this morning? That is the question. Lyft is coming down now a little bit. They had a nice run yesterday. Anyone trade Lyft and Uber? Lyft reported, what was it? Let me see. I saw some news about it yesterday. Here we go. So Lyft reported a 7.3% increase in rides during August compared to a month earlier, but it was down 53% from a year ago. What people are looking for right now is an increase in travel, especially for ride sharing. There's no question about it, like especially in Chicago, there's definitely a lot more people out than there were a couple months ago or even like a month ago. So it's no surprise that ride sharing is up. So people are trying to pile into some of these I don't know if you want to call them like recovery stocks or not, but that's essentially what they're doing right now. The ride sharing company also said a rise in the week ending September 6th was the highest since April, which, I mean, it's not an amazing feat by any means, you know. But yeah, I mean, the market is just chilling right now. Netflix, Roku ran up. Anyone catch that Roku run yesterday? This thing popped up from 155 up to 170. It's at 162. It's not doing terrible right now. It's on the fence whether it wants to be red or green. But you know, it tried to come back down to the 150 area. It did hit it, but then it ripped back up. So 150 was definitely the buy for Roku when it tapped 150 because it hasn't come back. Hopefully, I mean, I don't, you know, if you're long, I hope it doesn't come back there, but you know, I wouldn't mind buying at 150 on Roku again, but that's why you just gotta kind of look at things, see how things are going. Netflix also ramping up here. You know, it's maintaining trend here, which is really nice. I mean, it's using the 50-day to kind of grind its way back up. It dropped below, but then it popped back up. So, you know, that's why I'm not overly bearish right now, because these stocks are still obeying the trends. Now, I think Microsoft probably is in a bit of trouble. You know, it's a bit of trouble down here. It really needs to get back to like 215, 210 area, and it's kind of struggling. Peloton. What's Peloton doing? Yeah, it's getting stopped out here at 90. So it really needs to break this 90 area. That's where it got stopped out yesterday, around 90, 92, and then fell all the way down to 83. That's a crazy drop. Wow. But it looks similar to yesterday. There was some chop in the morning, first few minutes of the day, and then it ripped. However, it's gapping up on this news here. So yesterday it didn't gap up. It was relatively flat. I'm in space. It's ripping up since yesterday. SPCE. Yeah, I mean this one, I mean, around like the 15, 16 area, it's been bouncing, and it came all the way back down to 15. A little bit of a scary ride, and then ripped up the last couple of days. So that's nice. Nice little recovery. People want to buy. Looks like people want to buy around 15. So the question is it going to revisit 15, or is it going to try to break through the 50-day? That is the question. Markets look pause. They're like, I don't know. Do we want to go up? I don't know. Do we want to go down? Guys, let me know. Let me know. Etsy. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, Etsy ran up due to the S&P inclusion. However, I mean, their chart, I mean, they're kind of balancing out here at 110. So if it could bounce here, I would just be careful with it, because I mean the 1 year chart, if it can't hold here, obviously it's going to 100. So it's a little bit, I would say it's a little bit dangerous right now. So if it can't hold here, I mean, it looks like it does want to hold 110 and reverse up, but if not, I think 100 is worst case scenario. So maybe you could do some sort of, if you want to go long it, do some sort of strangle play or something that could, bullish strangle would probably be good. Do you think Apple will reach 120 by the end of this week? I hope so, Christian. I don't know if it can. I don't know if Apple's got the mojo. I mean, it certainly can. It has it in it. I mean, we saw it the other day. It went from 110 back up to 122. So it definitely has the capability, but will the market allow it? You know, Docu's holding nice. Docu's holding nice. Yeah, Beyond was a nice play this week, but it seems to be stalled out here. I sold it yesterday on this rip up, but it needs a little bit more momentum. I mean, 140 definitely resistance for for beyond. Now, the range is getting nice and tight. If you're looking here between 120 and 140, it's just pinging back and forth, pinging back and forth. So right now, I'm a watcher. I'm not necessarily going to buy right here at the top of its range, especially since the news was already released. The Shanghai news, it's going to be their Shanghai factory is not going to be till 2021. They did get hit with, like, Starbucks is going to be expanding Beyond and Impossible Meats into their stores in China, so that's good news. But we don't really have any data on how this is going, how this is playing out. QUX. Yeah, everyone's looking at Dave & Buster's. I mean, this thing's dropping hard. Yeah, I mean, I think going to 15 is highly probable. I think, in my personal opinion, of course, for entertainment purposes only. But, you know, I think it's probable. It's probable that it's going to go back to 15. I mean, it's a pandemic. Everyone's struggling. Everyone's struggling. So right now, I mean, the Nasdaq's at 200, Dow's at 200, S&Ps are at 36. Like, we really are not going anywhere. We're not really getting the momentum that I think bulls are looking for here. You know, let's be honest. I don't think bulls are getting what they wanted. I mean, does that mean we're going to go down? I don't know. But right now, the market's not decided what it wants to do. AMD pushed up. It did push up to 81. It's holding 80 decently, but look at this. Look at this. Domino's gapping up 7 points. Look at that. I mean, Domino's went from 413 down to 375. I definitely don't recommend trading Domino's options if you're new to trading, because the options are pretty illiquid. But I do like to watch. I do like to watch it. CGC, cannabis stocks, are cannabis stocks moving again or not really? I had an alert here for 26. That felt like a while ago. I thought it could break this and it never did. I'll just take that off. It never did break it. I had an alert set there. Oh man, it's looking. I mean, it's not. I mean, CGC is not necessarily going down, but it's not really looking that healthy. You know. Walmart's running. That's what it is. Let's go. Let's go, Walmart. What are the banks doing? Goldman's up, barely. Bank of America is red. It got flushed at the open, and Goldman Sachs is barely up as well. So the bank's not performing that well right now, man. And they're crushing some premium in there. So, I mean, it's getting gold October expiration, GLD, Janiel. That's a nice little bump. That's a nice little bump on GLD. Yeah, I mean, I do like it around 180, 182. So it definitely could pump up to 185, 186. You know, in my opinion, of course. Yeah, market's just kind of cool right now. It's just like, how's BA? Oh, you know how our boy BA is doing. It's under 160. Obviously had a little bit of a gap up and got crushed at open. I mean, it's 2020 definitely was the year of pain for Boeing. I mean, it's without a question. With the pandemic, and then now they're having all this bad news about Boeing stretching back a decade with oof. Anyone catching the dip on work? Work is coming up. Like I said, work could squeeze up here, guys. Work could squeeze back up 27, 28 area, I believe. Anyone catch that dip? I mean, it opened around 24. It looks like it's wanted to push up. I mean, I know they had bad earnings, but the price is what the price is. Lululemon's down, yeah. How bad? Oof. $28. They're down 8%. All because they said that they spent too much money on marketing and profits are going to be down 20%. It's pretty crazy. AEM. Yeah, AEM. Nice. AEM pushing up pretty nice there. But didn't they have earnings? Or they had that was their dividend. But yeah, they dropped pretty good to 75. Now they're back up to 81. Yeah, right now I guess we're kind of waiting for what the market wants to do. Like, what do you want to do, Mr. Market? Wake up. You want to go down? You want to go up? What do you want to do? I mean, markets are green right now, but it's not looking very promising. I mean, you have some stocks doing well. I mean, Facebook barely up. Facebook's only up 50 cents on the day. It's coming back down to 270. Gapped up. What did it open up this morning? Opened up around 275, 276. I mean, man. What's Alibaba? Alibaba getting smacked too. VXX is like, I know I'm waiting over here in the corner. Come on, guys. Let's get it popping. Square and LVGO. Yeah, let's look at Square. What are we doing with Square? Whew, man, it's getting hit. Square is getting hit. That is bad. Yeah, that whole gap up is gone. Now, I mean, it does look like it could reverse here, though. It does look, Square looks like it could reverse here around 140. But yeah, the market right now is definitely on the fence. There's definitely a battle going on here. Shorts are drooling, I feel it. Yeah, the question is, are they going to let shorts win? Are they going to rip shorts a new one? I mean, we know for a fact there's a lot of people that are thinking the market's going to get cut in half off of this increased volatility. What do you guys think? I don't think we're getting cut in half, but I mean, the good news. I mean, the market's not really going anywhere, but it's not. It's maintaining its gap up at least, but it's like S&Ps are actually doing better than most. It's up over 1%. Dow's only up 1%, and Nasdaq's up 1.5%, so that's good. Kodak is up 6%. Our boy Kodak. Kodak up 6%. Definitely not a win. McDonald's having straight news. They got that Travis Scott meal. Go ask for Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack. Anybody asking for Cactus Jack? All right. So Home Depot's ripping up nice. Yeah, I mean McDonald's maintaining trend. They're not really doing anything. You know, if you want to sell, McDonald's might be a good target for some credit put spreads. Now Home Depot's on the verge of breaking out here. It's looking relatively good here. Might close this out. Close this out. Up 23%. I'll take it. See if we can sell. Off a debit spread, I mean, that's pretty good. Okay. So I got filled, made 20%, 23%. Sell the strength. Just collect some. Like I said, like I was telling you guys earlier this stream, don't do it, bro. I'll just collect in a little bit here and there. Like I was saying, I just kind of slowly added on the way down, and I'm gonna slowly take things off as we move back up. So I'm just gonna be chilling. Don't do it. Oh, I did it. I locked that in. I mean, it does look good though, but I mean, if anything about this market that I've learned in the last few days, take your freaking profits, man. You know, like if I've learned anything about the market, and you know, we're stubborn people. I get it. We get greedy. Take your profits. Take your profits. I can always get back into Home Depot. I mean, I was once it breaks some ranges, I could always get back in. Not a big deal. Say that one more time for the people in the back. Take your profits. I was up $900 in profit on DocuSign, and I closed it out for $350 loss. How do you guys like that? That's what happens. Kodak. Listen, guy. I don't want to hear about Kodak. You know, Kodak is nothing but a disappointment. But I mean, actually, it's got some real movement now. Who's gonna short it? Who's gonna short it? But yeah, I mean, we're chilling right now. I mean, the market literally has not budged. Yeah, I mean, I can get back into Home Depot. It's all good. I just want to make some money today. I was up 900 profit on Microsoft, and look where we are now. Same, bro. What am I? Yeah, Microsoft. I'm down like $200 right now. $250. I'm losing 600 in DocuSign trade. Yeah, I mean, the way I've been buying the dip has been just kind of going in different sectors. Also, not deploying a ton of capital, just going in a little bit at a time, not being over aggressive. I'm scaled in for a move to the upside, but you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I mean, Tesla's trying to move back up. Tesla's at 360, but it's not going. Okay. Waiting for exit points today with a little less of a loss. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, you're like, why did you take your profits? I mean, Home Depot is probably going up. I mean, I agree. Home Depot is probably going to, like I said this morning, probably going to go to 280, 285 area. I guarantee you I will get another chance to go long Home Depot if I want to. But there's a lot of people that are holding bags through all this down period that are going to be looking for an exit because they're the people that didn't panic right now are looking to get out, break even, because they just saw their portfolios get cut in half, get cut by a quarter, get cut by 10%, whatever. They got cut down, okay? So that's what you have to be worried about right now is what people are going to want to exit at break even or with small profits. Nobody here, including myself, is looking to make 100% back on Microsoft. I'm looking to get back to even. Let's be realistic, you know. But I gotta hop out of here, guys. We'll see what the market does. Looks like it's poised to move up. So we'll see what happens. You guys all have a great day. Be safe. I'll be in the Discord, Facebook, post, message, whatever you want to do. We'll be around. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.